So as you guys seen in turn one Tuesday, this thing was smoking 10 times worse than I ever do. But that's beside the point. So I went through and changed one valve seal. As soon as I pulled it off, I noticed the valve seal was new. So we knew that wasn't the case. So I started doing some further inspection. Well, we found some stuff. Number one, there's blow-by. Pretty dang bad. Number two, let me show you. I'm not sure if it'll pick it up. Yeah, see? We got oil in the intake. Not a good sign. So, what pretty much is going on is the rings are stuck, worn, something like that. Plus, when I changed the valve seal, we did a leak down test. And none of the cylinders leaked down good at all. So, blow-by, bad leak down, oil in the intake. Rings are stuck or bad. And my theory is they're just stuck. So, I looked around, found a interesting method of soaking the pistons to free up the rings. I looked around YouTube and found this Berrymen method. And I had seen multiple people use it to great success. So I'm going to try to do it. So it's at the 6-hour mark now. So I'm going to rotate the engine a few times over and then add more Berrymen to it. So let me show you what I'm using. Berrymen B-12 Chem Tool. I'm just filling the cylinder up with that and letting it soak. So hopefully as it goes past the rings, it starts cleaning them out. So that's my hope. I've seen great success from other people, but you know, they could be selling snake oil. And of course, I'm doing this the night before racing. So it's not going to get the full 24-hour soak. It's only going to get 18 hours, which should be somewhat sufficient. And we're going to find out real quick once I get on the track. If she's still smoking and killing mosquitoes, we got some problems. So I'm going to set you guys up on a tripod. We're going to rotate the engine over. And then I'm going to start filling up the cylinders again. All right, so I let it soak overnight pretty much. And cylinders are empty. So I'd probably say it sat in the cylinder for 3-4 hours before it finally leaked past the rings. I cranked it over. And now the next step is I'm going to do a leak down and see if it actually worked. So I'll get you guys set up and we'll do the leak down. So we did load up and go racing after the last clip, after we ran it. And basically what had happened from there was it still smoked pretty heavily on throttle. And unfortunately I was using a lot more throttle. So it smoked a lot more. We definitely had some blow-by going on. Just a lot of things going on. Would I call this a bust? I wouldn't say it's complete bust because it did make improvements in some other places. So after we got done racing, I brought it inside. At idle, it's not fogging the place out. So yes, it's not fogging the place out. And if I was on throttle more, it's going to smoke more. So maybe we got a little bit going, but that Berryman is so thin. It's literally brake cleaner in a can is the best I could say is what it is. So, I mean, by the smell, by just everything, that's just brake cleaner in a can. So that stuff would just leak by the rings. And if I filled up, you know, leveled out the engine, filled up all the cylinders, maybe sat in there for 2-3 hours before it worked its way down to the crankcase. I know that for a fact because I know the amount of cans I put in there was a bit excessive. And you got the oil out, and then you got the Berrymen out. So yeah, it pretty much went straight to crankcase, and that's about it. So I'm going to do something different, but that'll be in the next video. And we're going to try getting something thicker into the cylinders to try to free them up. Basically, this engine, my theory is I got this engine, it was milking the oil. I didn't pull the dipstick before I put it in my car, but as soon as I got in my car, I pulled the dipstick, I seen the milking oil. So, number one, I don't know how long it sat for before I got the motor and put it in my car. And then I pulled the motor out of my car about a year ago, something like that. And I had drained the oil and everything else because I ran it after I found the milkshake to try to figure out what was going on. So I ran it. Ran great on just no water. As soon as you put water in, it melted. So we pulled it out. Then it just sat. So you had the old milky oil in the rings, and then the new milky oil in the rings. So yeah, you definitely have some issues there. So, like I said, I'm not going to call this a complete success or a complete failure, but I'm not going to call it a success neither. You'll have to stay tuned to see what we're doing next, and maybe that will help. But at the same time, we got plan B out back, and I'm going to get ready to pull that motor out. So that way, if this doesn't work, we're pulling the motor while I'm doing the other thing. So, yeah, pretty much it's another soak, but a different type. So, like, comment, subscribe, share the videos. Let me know what I'm doing. Let me know what I'm doing wrong. If you want to have a conversation, we can have a conversation. So, until next time, thank you for following me along on the journey.